So my theory reaction to Macbeth was that it was surprising, innovative, and creative. And I thought there was a large difference between just reading the play on my computer screen and actually getting to hear it live, because Shakespeare was definitely not meant to be read silently, and when the actors were able to bring these characters to life and actually hear everything they were going through and put the scenes like to pictures, it just created a different experience, and I understand what Shakespeare meant. And as for specific language that we went over in class, like the tomorrow and tomorrow scene, the sleepwalking scene, for the tomorrow and tomorrow scene, I definitely noticed the pauses that we spoke about and how there's definitely a difference between the British and American approach. And something that I saw was that I think it was more gearing towards the American approach because I saw more emphasis on punctuation, but that was just my finding. And as for casting, I thought the cast worked very well as an ensemble because they had a lot of obstacles they had to overcome, and they weren't able to be interacting with each other physically, and they just had to react with each other over Zoom, which definitely created a challenge, and it was something that they've never done before and they were just probably thrown into. So I thought they definitely reacted well to it, and they definitely were able to pay attention to each other, and when there weren't technical difficulties, they could react to each other well, and it made the scene flow as best as possibly it could. And as for diversity, I would have liked to see more people of color, but I thought that there was definitely gender inclusive casting because I like the fact that we saw a female Banquo, and I thought she did a great job as Banquo. And the Weird Sisters, I seemed to be more androgynous, and I thought that really fit their character well, and it worked for the play because the Weird Sisters are supposed to be more otherworldly, and it created a difference between the Weird Sister and all the other characters in Macbeth. And I thought that was just interesting. So as for one actor, I really enjoyed Christine's approach to Lady Macbeth. And in the play, when she was trying to wash her hands out of the blood, you saw her really being dramatic over the blood and really trying to get in there and washing her hands. Her voice got louder because in that Zoom atmosphere, you had to go out of your way to try and create her true feelings in that one moment. So the fact that she was trying so hard to wash the blood off her hands just showcased Lady Macbeth's feelings of extreme guilt and how she was trying to do anything to get away from the guilt, and she wanted to return from her more powerful stance in the first few acts, where she had just more power than she did when she felt powerless and guilt was overtaking her. And as for one designer, I thought the design of the Weird Sisters was one of my favorite because just again, they look definitely otherworldly, and it helped the play a lot because the Weird Sisters are supposed to be like telling the future with their prophecies, so like it just created a difference between them and the other characters. Not that they had a superiority over them, but they had more information and more knowledge that Macbeth just didn't know. Macbeth didn't think was true until it happens, and they are proven correct. And the overall design of the play, in addition to that one aspect, was it just fit the tone of Macbeth, that it was like dreary and a tragedy, and it was like dark tones, and you saw that through like different characters' costumes, that they were more dark usually, and like the atmosphere of the Zoom, even like the background, just fit Macbeth because it was more dark tones. And as for the playmakers, I thought the playmakers definitely hung together because everything seemed within the same world. As I said before, the design really tied everything together because it all fit like the same atmosphere, and you just place the characters together because they all fit the same themes and concepts, and the same conflicts of fate versus free will and everything like that was taken into this showing of the play that they took from the actual Shakespeare. And considering this experiencing more deeply, I thought the playmakers wanted me to feel just encapsulated in the world of Macbeth and be able to feel like even in this type of environment, like you could still see theater in the same way, and these characters were going to be able to be portrayed in a way where I could still see what they were thinking and be brought into like such as Macbeth's mindset in the Tomorrow and Tomorrow speech when he wanted to like he just thought life was meaningless, and they wanted you to be able to feel that through the actor's portrayal of it and actually get inside their heads like they want you to do in the text, and just when you actually see it, it's that much easier. And one last thought was that I thought that this experience was a lot different than anything I've ever been used to because I've never seen theater in this way before. But I thought the actors truthfully did a good job with what they had, and I think that it could be even better done in the future when they have more access to resources and they're more used to doing things in this way, and maybe theater will change this way, that maybe you just don't go to a live show, maybe you can see a Zoom showing, but I think nothing can compare to live theater, because then it's right in front of you and you can actually see everything. But those are my thoughts.